Hey everybody, it's John Gallagher Portero. I'm an instructor for Bristol Longform Comedy. I'm in teams like Jazz Police, Macronauts, and One Board Man. And I'm back. I'm back again. So it's day 5, I think, of this staying at home, this self isolation. And I've noticed that there's a lot of positive stuff online of people doing classes, comedians doing shows and streams and jams, and a lot of writers, stand-ups, improvisers, all doing a lot of stuff, which is really great. I did a one man Harold. A Harold, if you don't know what a Harold is, it's an improv format made to look like a sketch comedy show, and I posted that online a couple of days ago. And what was really fun was the members of my team, Jazz Police, started patronizing it by doing their own little solo shows. So shout out to John McInnes and to Mickey Baker for doing their shows. They were great, and I look forward to seeing the rest of Jazz Police doing their one person shows. Seeing as I do solo improv with a show called One Board Man, and I've done and I teach workshops, and I've taught solo show workshops before. I thought I'd give you guys some tips and tricks and exercises and warm-ups for solo improv. I think it's really fun what I've been watching so far from other people, and I'd encourage improvisers to do their own stuff as well. As an instructor for Bristol Longform Comedy, I think if anybody has a video, or if anybody wants to post any improv stuff that they do online, I'm so happy to share it on the page, on Facebook and on the website. I think it's really cool, what people are doing, and more people need to see it. It makes me happy to watch it, and I'm sure it'll make other people happy to watch it as well. So if anybody here is keen on doing it, here are some tips and tricks on how to do solo stuff. What you want to do is you want to point to things. If you're by yourself in a room, um, take your time and start pointing to things and saying things that they are. Yeah. So, for example, door, painting, picture, white, light switch, box. Yeah, just pointing to things and saying what they are. This should only take you a minute or less. It's pretty easy to do that. But it moves up towards saying things that they aren't. So the exact same exercise again, but this time start pointing to things and saying things that they're not. So anything that comes into your head. So dog, tractor, pen, penicillin, doctor's waiting room, anything that they're not. It's just a great way to get your brain coming up with things on the spot. And it's a nice little warm up for it. It doesn't have to take too long, but it keeps your creative ideas flowing. This is quite a nice little warm up and exercise for writing as well. Seeing as a lot of people are going to be stuck indoors, we might as well do some creative stuff. We might as well write that book you've always wanted to write. So with this one is get a pen, get a piece of paper, and start writing dialogue between two people. Try not to have anything in mind. You can start off with a suggestion of a location. So what I like to do is I write like maybe 10 or 20 different random locations on a piece of paper, rip it up, and then like like half it. What am I talking about? Like take a piece of paper and fold it in half. I was trying to say fold. Fold it in half and then put them in a pile, and then pick one at random. Boom, there's your location. And then just in that location, try and write dialogue between two characters that you would find there. Try not to have any ideas in mind about who the characters are. The whole point of this exercise is to figure stuff out while you're writing, while you're putting pen to paper. I like doing it with pen and paper just because with the laptop it's so easy to press backspace. So it's right there. Once you put it on pen and paper, it's there. You can't delete it. So it forces you to deal with what you've created, and that's good. That's good. It keeps you going. My only tip for this warm up is to have the characters know each other and have the characters like each other. That's the only thing. Like each other, know each other. Everything else is all game. Doesn't You'll find out. You'll explore who the people are, and you'll figure it out while you're writing it. Yeah, do as many as you can. That's quite a fun little exercise when you're trying to write dialogue for plays and stuff. So yeah, that's warm up number 2. The first one is called Receptionist. This was in the workshop. This was intended for 2 people. This was a 2-person scene. And you'd have the first person be the receptionist, and you'd have a second person be an array of different characters, all different from each other. So the first person is the receptionist, and they're just behind a desk at a very boring office location at the reception desk, and they are the voice of reason. They are grounded in reality. They react honestly. They're basically themselves. And then the second person, what they do is they do sort of like a round robin for themselves. They will come in as a character, and they'll have a very short scene with this receptionist. They will leave, and then that same actor is gonna come in, and they're gonna play a completely different character coming in as well. So basically, person A is always going to be sitting down at the reception desk. Person B is going to be coming in and out as different characters each time. You can do this with one person. Just imagine that the receptionist is standing sitting right in front of you, and they've always got that same look on their face. It's like, they're sort of helpful, but what they're seeing it's weird to them, which is fine. What you can do is you can be the second person. You can be the person coming in and out every single time. And you can do this sitting down. You don't have to stand up or anything. But I guess the trick of the tip for this exercise is to try and be completely different people. And the way to do that is to give each character a want, or give them some characteristic or some physical characteristic that is going to be completely different. So for example, if I was doing this exercise and I'm currently sitting down, I can do it this way. So, you're right, love. I'm here to fix the boiler upstairs in number 39. Yeah. No, it's so it's going to be a very big job, but I'm by myself. You only need one guy. You only need Terry. Terry's the only guy who could do this. No, it's alright. I can do this by myself. Alright, see you in a bit. Walks away. I can come back in. Hi. Sorry, dropped my pen. Sorry. I'm here. I'm here for a job interview. I'm gonna be fine, right? Cool. And then he can just sort of leave. So the scenes don't have to be particularly long. They can be just very quick interactions. But the point of it is to try and be a different character each time. So notice like the physicality is completely different. Once you have one character in, try and do the opposite. Do the opposite of that character. So if the handyman was sort of big, charismatic, can do strong, have the next person be kind of weak and dumb, and well, not dumb, but weak and nervous. This one is called One Door, Two Rooms. And this one, I would recommend you guys stand up for this one. So, fine, I'll stand up as well, I guess. So with this one, you kind of need to split your space in two. So I got room 1 and I got room 2 over here. This right here, the thing that's splitting the two rooms together, is a door. And every time you walk through the door and you move into the other room, excuse me, there is there you move into something completely different. This is the change. This is the mechanism for your change in character and scene. So for example, get yourself a word or a monologue, or not a monologue, but like an article or something, anything to inspire you. And I want you to play in this space. Play in room one. It could be anything. So, for example, if I see the word risk from the board game Risk, I can, yeah, I can try something out in this room. All right, so I guess he's playing chess. So once you've sort of found your thing here in your room here, find a reason to go through this door. And the moment you go through this door, completely different scene, completely different characters, completely different everything. And the door, the moment you walk through it, you're exploring the space for the first time. Well, not for the first time, but you're exploring the space and you're taking your time to figure out what it is that's going on. But your character knows it, but you as the improviser, you're exploring it for the first time. So you're just adding things. So whatever inspires me from this room, I can go into this one. This is lovely. This is really nice. How much is this? 20. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And you drew these yourself. Right? So it's just somebody looking at paintings. And I got that because I walked in the room and I took a long time to sort of do this. I was like looking around, and then for me it was like exploring, what am I doing and what could I possibly be seeing? So in my head it was just a gallery. And once you've explored it, notice as well that I can have dialogue with people. I can talk to people that aren't there, which is fine, which is absolutely fine. But once you've explored it, once you've done your stuff, go through here again. Go through here and take your time exploring. But again, this room one becomes a completely different scene. We don't go back to the chess scene anymore. We're just bouncing off between different scenes and different characters every time we walk through the door. So I can go through here and I can make a choice and I can explore it. So I'm gonna sit down again. So with that exercise, you just you want to just explore in your own time. That's the main thing. You want to take your time and you want to explore each room that you move into. It could be inspired by the way you walk through the door. It could be inspired by something that was said in the previous scene. It could be inspired by what you're doing. Anything. But the whole point is you take your time. There's no rush. There's no time limit. You're doing it in your own. You're doing it your way. I like doing monologues. I like doing truthful monologues and seeing people do truthful monologues in classes, because it's one thing about doing comedy and doing improv comedy is there needs to be there needs to be a level of confidence in yourself that you can go out and you can you can act and talk in front of groups of people. That's scary in itself. But I love the monologues because it proves that people do have some fun ideas. People have fun things. You do have fun ideas. You do have fun stories. You can make people laugh by being truthful. The whole, if anybody's read Truth in Comedy, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's a whole book about it. So monologues is just a really nice way of exploring that. So what in this exercise you're doing four. You're doing 4 monologues. The first one you do, you get a word and then you deliver a truthful monologue. It could be 2 minutes long, it could be 5 minutes long if you really want to talk that long, but keep it down. Keep it down as it not like loud or soft. I mean, it doesn't have to go super long. And the first monologue is truthful. Make it about yourself. Make it about your own experiences. Make it about something that truly happened. And then from that first monologue, excuse me. So with the second monologue that you do, it's inspired by the first one. So the first one you do is truthful. The second one you do is inspired by the first one, but you do it as a different character. You don't do it as yourself. You do it as someone completely different. You do it as a big character. So for example, I see the word cycled. I see the word cycled. I can do a really truthful monologue, like a very quick one. So when I used to, I don't really cycle that much. I usually take the bus everywhere, and I don't drive either. But I like taking public transport. I've always used public transport. When I was living in London, it was always the train or the tube or the bus. So I don't know. I feel very comfortable. I feel very comfortable being on a train on a long journey. I like doing it. It's nice. It's comfortable. So that's a very quick one. And then the second one I'm going to go straight into it. I'll be like, tickets, please. Oh, for goodness sake. No, but these kids these days, they don't have tickets. They think they can just jump on the train and just freely go where they want to go. No, you've got to pay. You've got to pay the dosh, okay? What about me? These tickets, these specifically paid tickets, I earn those tickets. They go to my salary, right? So it doesn't have to be truthful at all, but it's truthful to that character. And then the third one you do, another big character inspired by the second one, and then the fourth one you do, another big character inspired by the third one. So there's 4 monologues right there for you. Truthful, character. Yeah. And see where you go with it. You can film yourself doing it. You can write it down if you can write down what you've said. But it's just a nice way to, again, create characters and to listen to what you've said. That's the important thing. When you're doing solo improv stuff, you're not listening to anybody else. It's just you. But when you're doing solo stuff, you forget to listen to yourself. You forget to listen to what you're saying. You're so caught up in maybe the pressure or the story or the big character that you forget that a lot of the great ideas that are going to come out of your show or your scene is going to come from you. All of your great ideas are coming from what you're saying. So don't forget that. Don't forget that you've got fun things and you've got good ideas that you yourself can bring to the table. Also it's really fun when you hear yourself make a mistake. You hear yourself talking in a scene and then you say something really fucking weird. Call it out. You can call that out. That's very fun. And that could lead to some really fun ideas. Character slide, character pop, and character absence. Slide, pop, absence. So a slide is mainly used for when you're standing up, and I'm going to stand up. So with a character slide, it's you're literally sliding between the 2 or 3 characters that you got in the scene. So for example, we'll do like a hey, can I get a cheeseburger and medium fries, please? Okay, cheeseburger, medium fries. You're not gonna have a drink? No, I'm not gonna have a drink. No, just the cheeseburger and medium fries. Okay, you have to have a drink. You have to have a drink. No, I don't. I don't want a drink. Great. So I'm just arguing with myself. So yeah, just sliding between each character. So you're playing both, and you're making it very obvious where the characters are in the scene. So you in terms of distance. A character pop. So that's the first one. Character slides. Character pop is very similar, except you're not sliding. You're just sort of moving in the spot. Pop, pop. So this is good for when you're sitting down. If you're sitting down, you can just move your head to the side. And yeah, it's just like that. So, so for example, hi, can I just get a milkshake, please? Just a milkshake? Yeah, just banana milkshake, please. You don't want fries and a cheeseburger? I didn't say that. Great. So you're just popping between each character. So it's important that you have different characteristics. Obviously, with that example, I did not do it, but that's fine. I'm just giving an example. But yeah, obviously, if you was like, excuse me, can I please have a cheeseburger? What are you trying to say? You know, again, I really like arguing with myself. It's really good. So yeah, making it obvious with your characteristics. Popping can be just a nice, easy way of, when you're doing quick fire scenes. Nice way of doing it. The last one is character absence. So this is something that I do with my show, One Board Man, is I'm playing the only character in the scene, and then the other character, the aforementioned board, is we don't hear them, I don't play them, I just play me throughout the entire thing. I can have like 3 or 4 or 5 different characters around me, but I'm just playing me. So yeah, so the character absence would be something like, hi, can I get a you know what, let's get a cheeseburger, some fries, a drink, I'll have a Coke, and I'll also get a side of apples, please. Wow. Yeah, that's... I'm glad this is making you very happy. Yeah, that's fine. Do people not order that? They only order the drink? That's fine. No, you know what? I get it. If people want to come here, they need to order a full meal. Great. So I'm literally just... It's a way of like the trick. The hard thing about that exercise is you've got to say you not only have you got to say what you're saying, but you also have to tell the audience what this person is saying as well. So it could be a little bit tricky. But anyway, use those 3: character slide, character pop, character absence. Exercise 4, the gauntlet. You do a series of scenes that are just a minute long. They could be 4 or 5 different solo scenes, a minute long. And then you do a whole bunch of other scenes, nothing to do with the other ones. So none of the scenes have nothing to have anything to do with each other. But another set of 4 or 5 scenes in 30 seconds. So 1 minute, then do it in 30 seconds, different scenes in 30 seconds, then another set of scenes, 10 seconds. Yeah? So I don't try not to do like an entire scene in 10 seconds. Just try and start a scene, and if you stop after 10 seconds, if it stops, then that's fine. It's just a matter of getting comfortable with the time that you have. After you've done a minute, 30 seconds, 10 seconds, then move your way up again. Then do a bunch of 10-second scenes, then do a bunch of 30-second scenes, then do a bunch of 1-minute scenes, then so you're going down and then you're going back up again. And then what you do is you go further. 1-minute scenes, then do 3-minute scenes, then do 5-minute scenes, and then in the end do 10-minute scenes. Do 10-minute solo improv scenes. You can use you can use any of the character slides, character swapping things that I mentioned before, and do 1-minute scenes. And finish off with 10-minute scenes. So what you'll find is you'll be doing the 10-minute scenes, and you'll be like, you'd find yourself screwed in like halfway through it. You'll be like, what do I do next? That's the point. The point is you've got to live with it. The point is you've got 5 more minutes to do something, you've got to do it. Try not to edit yourself too early. Just force yourself. The whole point of doing solo stuff, like I said at the beginning, is being comfortable, being in control. This is your space. This is your time. You can do whatever you want. And you know, if it's not good, great. You can learn from it. That's good as long as you're doing it. You can learn from it and you can get better at it. But because we start at 1 minute and going down, and then we start 10 seconds and go all the way up, you should be comfortable. You should start feeling a little bit more comfortable while you go up. So that's it. Those are my 2 warm-ups. Those are my 4 exercises. And yeah, the solo stuff is just really great to see online. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, if you want to film yourself doing any of them, send them over. I'll share them on Bristol Longform Comedy site, and we'll have a whole gallery of cool scenes from people. But hey, when this whole Corona bollocks is over, then I think you'll become a better improviser for it. You'd learn about being patient in the scene. You'd be more comfortable doing scenes by yourself. You'd be more comfortable at getting ideas and listening to yourself, and that will transition into listening to others, and being able to find fun patterns and fun ideas when you're doing scenes with 10 people on stage. So yeah, I hope that helps. I had fun doing it. And hopefully you enjoyed it as well and you got something out of it. Guys, stay safe, stay clean, and hopefully I'll see you after this is all over. Bye!